Good morning, Prague. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Cedric Georgi. I will be your host today. So you're going to see me a lot, briefly between all the sessions. I hope you're excited because we are over-excited. Not only because of Queenie yesterday, for those of you that have attended amazing concert, but because of what's coming. So I'd like to welcome all of you guys here. The room is completely packed over there as well, but also live stream, because you can share what's happening right now. It's on the web, so your colleagues, the one who couldn't attend, anyone can look at the conference and can get the news. So the hashtag is written, Sigfox World Expo. Don't hesitate to share news, take pictures, you know how it works now in 2017. And we're going to have a great day. We have a great day with a lot of speakers. We've selected all of them to share insights with you. The idea is that at the end of the day, you get out of this room, you get out of Prague with like an acceleration for your IoT project. With all the partners that you're meeting or that you met yesterday, that you will be meeting today. Don't forget, in the corridors, we have amazing companies as well. Meet with them, engage with them, do business, and then also attend the conference. You know the program. We have corporates, we have IoT experts, we have our partners. You'll get a lot of insights. It's perhaps the best investment you could do to kickstart and accelerate your IoT project. But if you're here, it's because you know that. So I don't have to convince you. So I don't want to take long, because there's one guy and one company that made this possible, and it's actually not Sigfox. It's actually the local here. It's actually the company, our Sigfox operator, our partner, who decided before us, who decided to launch this event. And I think the company deserves a big round of applause. So please help me welcome the managing partner at SimpleCell, Pavel Sodomka.
Dobré ráno, good morning, bonjour. Sigfox is still a French company, so one has to speak a little bit French with Sigfox. But it's an amazing company because it's not purely French, it's a very international company, encompassing several nationals and having the worldwide network of the Sigfox operators. I would like to thank here 4 people without whom this event couldn't take place. First is my co-founding partner at SimpleCell Networks, Honza Jon, who is who brought me into the world of IoT, because before I was specialized in internet only, but Internet of Things, that's something that Honza Jon brought to me. Then 2 ladies, fantastic ladies, Mirka and Anouk. Mirka from SimpleCell, Anouk from Sigfox. Without help of those 2 ladies, this event really couldn't materialize, and they did a fantastic job, I think. And then in the last, I would like to thank Tomáš Poláček, who is our head of ecosystem and head of hardware development. Without whom we wouldn't be able to introduce the smallest, cheapest, and I think the coolest Sigfox device so far, lasting 10 years on the battery. So Simple Pack. And every of you of attendees should have one in your bag together with the application. So please try it and see how far Sigfox has developed how small the devices and how long-lasting the devices can be. So I think that's all. We have a busy program today, and maybe during the presentation we'll see that in the future of Sigfox we'll be able to produce even smaller devices than this one.
Ooh, don't spoil. Thank you, Pavel. You can keep the mic. Thank you very much. So I have one more thing to ask you before we introduce to the next speaker is, you know, in the IoT and at Sigfox, it's all about low power. We focus on that, we've working on that, that's our obsession. But right now, I like you to focus on the opposite, on high power. I like you to make sure that the energy and the sound you bring to the speakers, to the partners, is as high as you can. So no low power anymore, just high power, and the day will be awesome. And I believe it's time to start. So I'd like to welcome on stage the founder and CEO of Sigfox, Ludovic Lemoine.
Bonjour Prague. Dobre dan. Hello everyone. I am, as you see, very excited to be here today with you. Thank you for being here, all of you. I would like to introduce, maybe to tell you this amazing story that started in 2011 at Sigfox when I met Christophe for the first time. It is for more than 5 years. This is an amazing story. And when I arrived here in Prague on Sunday evening, when I gather our SOs in this room, in this building today, and when I arrived in this building, when I saw this ecosystem of partners, this beautiful energy that was inside this room, I felt moved. And I would like to translate this emotion with you today while talking about this change of the world. After tomorrow, it will be another world after listening to this plenary session. So, just to talk about Sigfox, you know, we are the world-leading IoT network. Since 2017, I tell the Sigfox story with many people. And many people, when they think about IoT, they are thinking about this. We, at Sigfox, when we think about IoT, we think about this. These connected containers, these connected sensors for agriculture, these connected sensors for rubbish. It's not science fiction. It's not a fate. It's what we do. And when everything becomes IoT, connectivity is like running water. It's like electricity. But you don't think about running water when you turn on the tap. Very few of us still marvel when you have a hot shower. You take it for granted. It's simple, it's reliable. And that's what we strive every day at Sigfox. An IoT network that just works. Simple, reliable, and global. The things of the Internet of Things, will just become things. Of course, everything will be connected. On its operators, we call them SOs, Sigfox operators, are going to connect all of them, all over the world. But analysts bet about 20% connectivity for LPWA. You know, everybody knows that at Sigfox, we expect to connect 100%. Because for us, our network is universal. And we fight every day to get a TCO lower and lower, and we call TCO, total cost of ownership. So what we are clear, we are not a telecom operator, you know that. You heard about me talking about we are maybe like, I would say maybe how you speak about the telecom, not the telecom, but this big dish like the astrophysicians use. But we are acting like these guys. Sigfox is not a telecom operator. We work with them, but at the end of the day, I tell you, and I bet that one day it should save lives to have Sigfox as a safety net for telecommunication. So, at Sigfox, when we wake up in the morning, we have an obsession. An obsession of always simpler and always cheaper. Because of the context we live in, we are facing a digital transformation, but not only a digital transformation. Today, we are living a digital revolution. And for many of you, it's actually a digital race. When you innovate, when you go to market, a lot of time, it doesn't matter to be the best. What is matter is to cross the finish line the first. And that's why we are obsessed at Sigfox with this simplicity. And why we are also obsessed with TCO, with total cost of ownership. So, thanks to us, thanks to this simple network, you can build your business simply, and this is what it's come for us. So, at Sigfox, we are working to connect, as you know, everything. Everything. How are we helping you? How we will help you to win the race? In 4 words. Network as a service. But network as a service maybe is not enough. Network as your service. And to talk to you about what is the network as a service, I'm going to talk about 3 words. The first word is cognition. The second one is location. And the third one is connection. Well, start with cognition. You will see Raoul, our CTO, speaking about a new offer relying on his amazing artificial intelligence managed in our cloud to deliver amazing features. Laetitia, our Chief Marketing Officer, is going to talk about location, how we deal with that at Sigfox in the best manner. On the last but not the least, the Mozart of the radio will come to talk about connection. This guy, you know, is amazing. He has done something that changed my life and prevented me also to sleep for many, many days and nights. But just before showing Christophe, I would like to welcome on stage our CTO, Raoul Mala.
Cognition. So, what does cognition mean in the world of IoT? Well, what does it mean? Well, it means this. So, what does this mean? What do I mean with this? What I mean is that in a traditional telecom network today, a device has to raise his hand before he can talk. He has to have permission from the network to send out the signal. And the student is raising his hand because if more than one student is talking at the same time, the teacher is not going to understand anything. Now, but imagine that what will happen if all students could talk at the same time? And the student didn't have to ask. And no matter how many students are talking, and no matter what the students are saying, the teacher is understanding. So this is the power of cognition. It's the ability to separate the signal from the noise. It is something very important that we have realized at the beginning of Sigfox. It is a concept important that it is essential if we want to make the massive IoT. So we are working on that, and we developed further an offer that will ensure that whatever device you want to connect, it will always know what language to speak, what regulation to follow, and what frequency to use. And this offer is called Monarch. So it means that any Monarch-compatible device entering a country will sense where it is and immediately know what language to speak. So, thank you. So it's an amazing feature. It works. It just works. It just happens. The device enters the country. It knows what to speak. So as we move towards a universal connectivity, as the Internet of Things becomes a massive Internet of Things, this feature becomes very important, especially when we are decreasing the TCO so much. So let me explain why it's important. So many of you flew to Prague to be here at this conference, so thank you very much for that. Imagine 1 minute, and I know that someone in this room it happened to him, at least one. Imagine that the airline loses your bag. But it's okay. It's okay because you had a connected suitcase. It's like you have a connected watch or a smartphone. So you will find your suitcase. Except that you only have 3 hours to find the suitcase before the battery runs out. And also it's going to cost you 250 euros in mobile data charges and roaming fees. So, now, if you had in your suitcase a device connected to the Sigfox network, it would be emitting signals for years, and you'll be able to track your suitcase for next to nothing. So, the trouble we had in the past with Sigfox is that we are relying on ISM bands. So, ISM bands meaning the license-free spectrum. So, the ISM bands are global. They exist in every country. But the frequency is not the same. The regulation is not the same all over the world. So free access to spectrum is very beneficial for IoT cost. However, it comes with a complexity. So the teacher sometimes could not understand what the student was saying, especially if the student is coming from Canada or from Brazil or from India. So this is not a new problem. So the mobile industry had this problem for years, and they solved it. They solved it with the complex filters and algorithms, and this is why your mobile phone works the same in Tokyo, in Prague, or in New York. But this comes at a huge cost, and it is a very high battery consumption. So this, as you know, is not possible for IoT. You want a small battery consumption. So that's why it's so important, and so that's why we are so excited to launch Monarch. We have to work on the network. We have made it smarter so that no matter how many students are talking in the class, no matter where in the world your device is, it knows what language to speak. And all of this at a TCO, at a total cost of ownership, which can sometimes come close to zero. So, what does this mean? It means that, of course, you will connect your suitcase. But what else? What else are you connecting? Only your imagination and creativity is the limit. So for more information on the Monarch offer, you can go to our website, and you can get you can follow us closely on Twitter. We are always innovating. We are always making Cognition better. So follow us over there. And I would like to thank you. And now, to talk to us about location, I would like you to give a warm welcome to our CMO, Laetitia G.
Thank you, Raoul. Have you seen his shoes? Gorgeous. I like this type of colors. So, a smart object, what you say with Monarch, is able, whatever country is entering in, speaking the right language. And simply and automatically, no bother with other additional elements. Sounds really like the very first element of location. So that means that I'm in area, I'm speaking Australian, or I'm speaking Chilean, and the reality of IoT network for a long time was that this device could know where they were, but within a rather wide location. And, of course, does not make any sense for any business. So it's no secret in that room that asset tracking is one of the biggest opportunities speaking about IoT as of today. And not just use cases to be tracked. Sorry, Raoul. There are many other applications to be tracked. But depending on the value tracked, you need different solutions. We don't track these as we track that. And at the early stage of the IoT, knowing where an asset is, where an asset went, was one of the key drivers of wide range of industries. Solution to track high-value goods, perishable goods, where time and place matters, to monitor and control routes of delivery. And also another example is solution to recover a stolen vehicle. But let's go a bit beyond now. Until now, it has always been a challenge because there are trade-offs to be made. And it's a constant balancing act in between accuracy, cost, and of course, battery life. So for those of you that are already Sigfox customers, you know that you can track things in an extremely cost-effective way, but usually the accuracy is about 10 kilometers. This offer, you know it, you are using it, and it's called now Atlas. Atlas is a completely GPS-free location solution and services, which is entirely based on our network and in-house analytics. Our crazy data scientists are cooking algorithms in order to make it happen. And I cannot state more enough than it comes with no GPS, no additional cost, no impact on the battery life. And thanks to Atlas, we are able to locate a device in a range from 5 to 10 kilometers, depending, of course, of the network density. So what does that mean, really? That means that every single existing Sigfox devices are nowadays a tracker, thanks to this offer, which is called Atlas. So Atlas delivers you a location with a radius of accuracy. Here in Sigfox, we have a culture of caution. We try very hard to do what we say and to say what we do. Well, the way around. We say what we do and to do what we say. So we are talking about a range of 5 to 10 kilometers with this Atlas offer. But to tell you the truth, and frankly, we are a bit conservative. Thanks to our cognitive network, and that's the trick of our network, we won't be too long before having this radius of accuracy down far less than 1 kilometer. And then it comes to really business usage and value for your activity. Nevertheless, even with a 5-kilometer accuracy, there are endless applications on the tracker that last for years with the battery, and also that cost less than $10. We are almost sure to find which warehouse your pallets are in within this type of area. So now, as Raoul said, I'm a CMO, and tracking is super, gorgeous, awesome, fantastic. You can do a lot of things with it. But there are additional value, and I'm always looking for additional value. And thanks to Atlas, there are specific applications that you can build with that. And it's specifically geo-marketing. If you are not already using geo-marketing and using Atlas to build geo-marketing activity on your business, let's have a try to do that. So let's say you are selling washing machine that comes with preventive maintenance on top of it as a service. So thanks to Atlas, you can see where your products are, and you can see that your products are sold mainly in the east part of the country, and you can see what is your market share in the east of the country and overall. Well, you know how your market share is distributed across the country, and then you can set up specific commercial actions in order to redistribute your market share across the country and have specific media and specific target advertising campaign in order to foster your business. So really, it's the second value of location. It's geomarketing. So please use it. It's a second value after track and trace. And thanks to Atlas, you can do it. So now, again, one step further. Just imagine that we combine Monarch and Atlas. That means that on one simple example, this image I showed you before, imagine you're an international retail chain. The goods are moving by ship from Singapore to Marseille. So with Atlas, you will always know where your assets are. And with Monarch, all the way from Singapore to Marseille, these devices are going to speak the right language and be track and trace all the way from Singapore to Marseille. So wherever the merchandise is in Asia, in Africa, in the middle of the ocean, or just arriving at the port of Marseille, you just have to take a sensor, throw it in within the container stored in a ship. Looks like a shipping container tracking solution. So what do you need else than this type of solution? It's simple, it's an elegant solution, and that's why our customers are using Sigfox. You will never use Sigfox by chance. So it's no wonder that Business Insider reported that both Cisco and DHL have estimated that the IoT technology, like asset tracking, could create $1.9 trillion of economic value globally for the supply chain and the logistics sector. These are exciting numbers, but even more than exciting, thanks to Sigfox, thanks to Atlas, and the combination Atlas plus Monarch, we make it happen. So now, if I had to leave you with two key messages, the first one would be every single Sigfox connected device today on the field are trackers. And asset tracking is growing exponentially. And the second one is to put a message, to put a number on these applications and solutions. $1.9 trillion. This is the size of this enormous market. So it's up to us, it's up to you to exploit this vast market thanks to Atlas solution, thanks to Sigfox tools and network. But it's not over. To tell you more about innovation that we are cooking up in our backstage, I'll turn to Ludovic to come to stage.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Raoul and Laetitia. What you heard from them is amazing, no? Isn't it? This is what we mean at Sigfox when we say simple, reliable, and global. So today we have got the presentation of Monarch and Atlas, two services, but stay in touch with us. I tell you that next year you will hear about amazing new features thanks to this awesome artificial intelligence stored into our cloud on our base station that will cover the world. So we are talking about connecting billions of objects. But what next? Location, cognition? Well, what we are going to announce was really unthinkable. I told you three words. Cognition, and we saw it with Raoul. Talk about location, and we saw it with Laetitia. No. Let's talk about connection. You know, we are struggled to save microwatts every day. It's key. Autonomy, predictability of autonomy are key. We are obsessed with it. And it's what's going to enable us to move from this to this. There is no IoT without full predictability, full attention on battery costs. But there is no massive IoT if we can't push down drastically the hardware cost. And we are doing that. So bravo. Who could have imagined that our partners today with us should be able to go from $12 in 2015 to less than $2 this year. This price decrease has booming the connectivity of Sigfox. Many opportunities raised up thanks to this effort, this innovation coming from our partners. And we thank you more than ever when it comes to create massive adoption of Internet of Things. We call it, right now, Admiral Blue. This collection service exists at Sigfox from inception, and you will have an amazing demo from Christophe to tell you what means inception at Sigfox. But in this room, we have many people waiting for this big announcement. There will be two big things today. And I am more than happy today to celebrate the first LTE M1 single chip module that is compatible with Admiral Blue. This module comes from our partner GCT Semiconductor. This incredible achievement has been delivered without modifying the hardware of this module. Just through a firmware upgrade, they delivered this compatibility with LTE and Sigfox. So imagine what it means. I told you that Sigfox should be, and will be for sure, the safety net for the telecommunication. Let me explain. Unfortunately, you heard about hurricane, you heard about earthquake. When you rely on only one network, whatever is quality, whatever is reliability, if in the meantime you have also another network, the Sigfox network, rolled out in parallel, other infrastructure or other technology, you increase drastically the level of security. And you can get the capability to still exchange messages from devices to the network, to the cloud, and maybe trying to saving lives. But it's not enough. Imagine you are in a camping, you are facing a problem, you want to alert someone, and you want to send a small messages with a location and say, hey, please help me, I'm here. Thanks to Sigfox, we can do that. This seamless integration of GSM-based technology and Sigfox will change and will help to gather our energy mobile network operator on Sigfox, because thanks to this integration, this bundle, we can provide higher level of security. We can provide, as I said, a backup for the high bandwidth protocol, and we can also save battery. And this development, achievement by GCT is for me something very, very big. So I would like once again to applaud GCT for this amazing job they have delivered. So Right now, we talk about the integration of Admiral Blue with the LTE-M module, and I would like to follow this keynote because I could stop here with this announcement we did. It proved that our infrastructure is so different, so powerful. But it would be a pity if I stop here. I have a dream. I hope you have a dream also. I think this dream can be shared in this room. And maybe it's the same dream of many people have. And my dream is this. Nice dream, right? What do you think about it? It's my dream because this connected object is a disposable object. It means you can use it once and throw it in the trash. You have to be connected. Do you think it's possible? I think so. It means that we can reach very, very low cost. We can reach very, very low consumption. And to introduce this dream, to tell you about what is behind Admiral Ivory, I will welcome on stage our co-founder on the Mozart once again of the radio. Please, Christophe, come on stage.
So I think it's dobre dan. Probably the only word I can say in Czech, or maybe pivo as well, which is a word I know. So, very honored to be there, indeed. And so you've understood that the Sigfox network is not a classical telecom network. This is something very important for you to understand. It's fundamental. As it has been already said, it's a network as a service. And it seems easy to say, but it's much more complex to understand. What means a network as a service? It means that you have a system which is cognitive and which is trying to adapt to every complex situation it is facing. And on top of those, techniques, so that you have an adaptive network, we have those services. We put those services. You've seen location services, you've seen cognitive services, and the connection services. By the way, a Sigfox device is not connected. It is not connected. It's virtually connected. But in top of those systems, we have, so as I said, the connection service, and we've been talking about the Admiral Blue. Basically, Admiral Blue is what you know today. It's what you are using on your device. It's the current version of connection service that we have. And it has been improving over time. We can do that because it's a software-defined network. So we've been optimizing the system, and we will continue to optimize it. So this famous Admiral Blue connection service is going to be improved. We're going to add some more sensitivity, maybe even more reliability. We will be compensating the fact that we are using ISM band on which you have a lot of activity, etc., etc. And the goal for that is that for you, it's even more simpler, more reliable, and you don't care about the network. You just want to focus on your applications, basically. But let's stop to talk about the future and what we are going to improve and so on, and let's make a kind of a little step back in history. You see this ugly device. It's, in fact, one of our first testers that we used to test the network, the early network. So you can see it's somehow handmade. You see the fancy antenna on top of it. It was using a very primitive V0 kind of protocol. Okay? The question is that still working on the network? And particularly working in Prague, because this device has been designed for France. That was the time we only had one network in France. Well, let's try. So I'm pressing the button. And we need some time because the SMS are not immediate. But, hoping there is no demo effect, we should receive an SMS. And you see a lot of phones over there which are ringing and which are blinking because we've mapped this message to multiple phones. And by the way, what you heard, maybe, is SMS in Morse code. It's not SOS, huh? SOS is 3 dot, 3 dash, 3 dot. SMS is 3 dot, 2 dash, 3 dot. Okay, so it's working. This good old device is still working because we have a network as a service, meaning that when you have a device working on the network, it will work forever. It's fully retro-compatible. And you can only do that if you have a network as a service. That's the only way. Not using a classical network where you are disciplined and where your phone needs to attach, etc., etc. No, that's not the way we do. We can go a little bit more in the past, by the way. Because what did you need if you were, let's say, a spy during the Second World War to transmit a small piece of information over long distance? Very simple stuff. A very simple RF source, an oscillator, basically. And you connected a wire to the oscillator, and you were able to transmit an information without need of any information back. You were just broadcasting to the operators. You were broadcasting the information. And as a matter of fact, you needed this. But from the other side, you needed a team of operators. You see those guys? You remember the movies, of the Second World War or so, or the Cold War? So you needed those people, very concentrated, very experienced, who were trimming their gear so that they could pick up your signal. And potentially they were collaborating each other to try to pick up your signal even more efficiently. They were cognitive. They were using their cognitive capabilities. Because of their hair, because of their brain, they were trying to optimize the reception. And it was very efficient. Don't believe that the efficiency is very recent. This was extremely efficient. But today, all this can be done with computers. Because on top of those computers, you can put very fancy processes. You can put signal processing. You can put data analysis. You can put recursive algorithm. So that in the end, you make the equivalent of those operators, but you make an equivalent of billions of operators who are working massively in parallel, all together, and which are, in the end, even more efficient, much faster, more sensitive, more selective, able to get rid of interference. They are adaptive. And you then have a network which is a cognitive, adaptive network. And this is what we've been using for the Admiral Blue service, which is, as you know, a bidirectional service with a high-grade security running AES 128, and which is, in the end, very reliable. Okay? So it's really a mix as you can see on the picture, it's this mix of good old radio technology, which is, in the end, an old technology, which is mixed with the computer science. This is what we do. But let's imagine you don't need bidirectionality, for instance. Can you go even simpler, even cheaper on the device? You know that the device we are running on our network are cheap already, very cheap. But can you go even cheaper than that? Well, if you don't need the bidirectionality, if you can accommodate with some kind of simplified security because it's not a critical system, if you are running kind of opportunistic application, maybe we can do something simple. And then, if we do that, we can then probably address the disposable sensor, disposable device Ludovic has been mentioning. So, putting your stuff in a pallet, in a bottle, whatever. That's why we've been working on that, and we are introducing a new service. So we start with a service, introducing a new service on the network, which enables such kind of device to work in parallel with the Admiral Blue service. This is already there, and it will stay there forever. But we can run other services. We have a software-defined network, so we can pay the luxury to do that. And this new service is called Admiral Ivory. And you've understood that the goal of this service is to go for ultra low-cost device. That's the goal of it. So let me show you how it works. What do you need? Not how it works from this network standpoint, but what you need on your device to be able to transmit an information with this service. Well, you can see over there. I'm not going to make a course of electronic, don't worry. But just to, even though you would not be an expert in electronic, look at this. It's an oscillator, almost free-running oscillator, with two basic IOs. Two basic IOs that you can find on any microcontroller, any simple digital device. So either you have already a digital backend somewhere, a digital chassis, and you use those two IOs. Either you go for an 8-bit microcontroller, very cheap, extremely cheap. You don't need a lot of memory. It's very simple. You have some example over there. Typical 8-bit microcontroller. And you will see in the next slides the kind of schematics we are talking about. 8-bit microcontroller and a very simplistic RF source. Very simple. Could be even transistors. And a surface acoustic wave resonator. So you may say, well, wait a minute. Are you serious? Because if you are a little bit expert in electronics, you're going to tell me, well, come on, this is for gadget. This is for remote control in order to switch your light at home or in order to control your garage door. And it's short range. Okay. So we've been buying this. Well, basically, we say in French, we've bought that at Carrefour. I'm not going to make any publicity, but usually, well, you bought that at Carrefour. Carrefour is one of our typical supermarkets. So it's something I've been buying for €9.99. It's a so-called Chinese product, very efficient. very efficient to work on short range, locally, at your home. And what it is, it's, so you have a button. Let me show you. You have a button, okay? And you have here a bell. It's a wireless bell. So it's something you may have at your home. Basically, when somebody appears at your gate, is pressing the button, and hopefully, you hope that it's going to ring the bell. And it's short range, not connected, indeed. And inside of this device, you have such schematic I've been showing. Very simple. So let's try it. Well, if I'm pressing the button, it's making some ringing. Okay? Maybe you did not hear, but it has been ringing. But in parallel, guess what? SMS. And look at the phones over there. Look at the phones behind you. We've mapped this simple button, very simplistic electronic, we've mapped it to SMS. So now it is connected on internet, it's connected on the cloud. And I repeat, no impact, almost no impact on the bill of material. I'm saying almost no impact because first we had to write some lines of code, indeed, and replace the software by another software. And we had to add, I'm going to be very technical, we had to add, I think, 2 capacitors and 1 varactor. So you see, it's very, very, very limited. And it's on the Sigfox network, so it is now connected on the cloud. So you can imagine all what you can do with that. All the applications which are in front of us with such a very ultra-simplistic device, which are running on a service which, once again, is in parallel to other services. So we are not saying we kill the Admiral Blue, we say it's in parallel. Well, some of you may say, well, okay, that's very interesting. You have a new service. Basically, you are creating a portfolio. The low hand, the middle of the portfolio. Maybe you might introduce one day a kind of Admiral Gold or Admiral Silver. Well, that's enough for today. That's enough. But, well, I'm giving you rendezvous in a few months, 1 year from now, and we'll see what will happen. You can trust us. We are going to continue to improve the system and to bring new services. Thank you. Oh. Sorry. I forgot. Before I go, I have something here. A gift. I have a gift for Pavel. Pavel, can you come? It's an envelope. And there is certainly a gift inside, I guess. So it's a symbolic gift, and it's a double gift, because there is something inside. But that's maybe not the main gift I'm making. So please, open it. I guess we should, hopefully, we should receive some information. Here it is. Look at the phones. Look at the phones. So there are some violet sweeties from Toulouse, but that's really symbolic. The real gift is there, because Pavel, you've been opening the very first ultra-low-cost connected envelope in the world. And it's not a fake. It's not a fake. It's a real demo. I'm going to show you. ultra-thin battery, ultra low cost, this ultra low cost little module, a contact, and that's it. Few tens of cents. Thank you.
Congratulations. This guy is amazing. After we first met in 2010, this guy told me he knows how to send small messages with a small amount of energy at a low price. Whoa, I told him, if you are right, if you don't lie me, we will change the world. And I think what you heard here today is a very, very huge move for the IoT. Admiral Blue, Admiral Ivory, all we need for massive IoT is this kind of solution. And we are confident because right now, thanks to this new service, and as Christophe said, we'll show you maybe other services in the connection place, we believe that we could, in that way, create a de facto standard. But stay tuned, you will see that next year, some amazing new offer in the connection service will arise. So, last announcement for you, Prague. Sigfox Sunrise. Applause for Sigfox Sunrise. You have heard that network as a service right now is a no-brainer. It's fine to have a good network. It's fine to have you're fine to have a lot of partners, but you need to have billions of devices, you know? And IoT is a pretty new space. You need to explain, to help people moving fast to this solution. Our customers are facing this amazing digital transformation. Sometimes it's difficult to manage. Take, for instance, if you have never been involved in hardware development, how to find the right skill, how to help them, how to develop these projects. We have a long list of selected partners on the partner network. But what Sigfox is doing every day is helping our customer to simplify their solution, to go to market very, very quickly in a more simple manner. And to do that, we have decided to name this way to help our customers, our partners to move on quickly. We name it Sunrise to get more traction and to help startups to go faster with Sigfox. So to explain you what is behind Sunrise, I will like to welcome on stage Cédric Storgy, the true startupper, leading this amazing team, special project, and he will tell you how to simplify the journey of every developer. And we know that with IoT, if we are able to simplify, we should create day after day the snapshot or the WhatsApp of the IoT. So thanks to Sunrise, thanks to the Cédric team, we should reach that expectation. Cédric, welcome on stage.
All right. I don't know if you realize what it's like to be on stage after these guys and this lady. It's awful, but it's also amazing. I mean, the work with the team, with our partners, everything we're doing, it's just like because we want to gather you and go in the same direction. So, yeah, very exciting. So with the Sigfox team, we've been on a journey to simplify the IoT. Simplify and accelerate. The IoT is a means to the end, not an end in itself. And this has been our obsession with the Sigfox team since Sigfox beginning. Enabling the true potential of the IoT by enabling you, our ecosystem, to go better, faster, stronger, and no, sorry Daft Punk, not harder, simpler. You always have to have some jokes in a talk like this. So today, we're giving a name to this obsession, to these initiatives. We call it Sigfox Sunrise. Sigfox Sunrise, yeah, you can applaud because it's all about you again. It's about your IoT journey. It's about making your life easier. It's about the enlightenment of your true potential. A Sigfox Sunrise is just not one thing. It's a collection of initiatives to bring you light where it's needed. That's why we call it Sigfox Sunrise. So we started 1.5 years ago with something called Sigfox Partner Network, our first initiative. Very straightforward online market network to find and connect and be matched with the right companies whose product or services are made for you and can help you in your IoT project. Already live, available, partners.sigfox.com. But let's talk about something else, something new now. Let's talk about a very simple need of buying some connectivity online easily. Today, we're releasing buy.sigfox.com, a website to buy Sigfox global connectivity from your local Sigfox operator on a website. One global network at your fingertips with just 3 clicks, like on Amazon. You will buy your first dozen, hundreds of connectivity contracts online. I don't know if you realize, but it's the first time in the telecommunication industry you can buy, not as a user, as a B2C user, but as a corporate, you can buy connectivity with an online payment and get access to a worldwide offer. So starting today, you can go and you can buy a contract with some of our Sigfox operators, and little by little, we'll add all of our Sigfox operators on this offer. Simplifying access to Sigfox connectivity is a major milestone. Again, a worldwide premiere. I'm not afraid of having such words. That will enable exactly what Ludovic has said. Thousands of makers, entrepreneurs, and small business owners, and I hope some of you are here today to start, but not just start, scale the IoT solution. We have more than Sigfox Buy. Introducing Sigfox Build. Build.sigfox.com. Starting today, Sigfox Build is our new platform to help device makers along their journey. You will find expert content at every step of their journey, but of your journey. You will have technical discovery, help for prototyping, development, industrialization, help for certification, everything online for free. Just have to log in for some content, but you can check there. Everything is online. And the Sigfox Build is more than just content and resources. It's an online platform that will slowly be responsive to device maker project. So we want to help you, again, be faster on the market and scale. So the content, the resources will be adapted to the specificities of your project. So if you're here, it's because you've already done something with Sigfox. But for your next time, for your next device, or for your colleagues, or your ecosystem, we want them to be even quicker than what you did. So Sigfox Build is not just about content again. And we have a major change about this. Again, if you're here, many of you have been through Sigfox Ready certification, the stamp we give on a device to make sure that the radio is good. So Sigfox Ready certification will be now online process on Sigfox Build. No paper anymore, no complexity, everything online, from legal agreement to payment, just in a few clicks, and test for your device outsourced to test house. So you come to us and just do a filing and send us on the platform everything you need. Simplification. Sigfox Build, Sigfox Partner Network, and buy.sigfox.com, we believe are just the very first part of all the initiative we want to have as part of Sigfox Sunrise. And myself, just representing the team, we cannot wait for you to try it. One more thing. Remember the Sensit? Our famous device, flagship, we've been using for demonstration for the past 2 years, or experimentation and giving to the ecosystem so that everyone can feel what it's like to do something with Sigfox. Well, in quarter 2018, we'll bring the Sentit V3 to the market. In partnership with a new company called Altior over there. Completely new housing means completely new experience and potential. Water resistant, better sensors, the PCB remains the same, but better sensor management thanks to the housing. But wait, our business is not on the device side. Everything we've heard until now is not about devices, it's about your device, but on our device. So today, and it will be available Q1, I don't know if I said, but today we're proud to announce that we're opening the hardware of the Sentit. Anyone will be able to download sources of this, and we use all or part of the design, might be the antenna or the RF part. Remember, this device can go RC1, RC2, RC3, RC4, and everyone can use that for free. Available on demand and soon directly online. And we do that because we want to help you, and that's Sigfox Sunrise. Even before starting December 1st, we will open the software of the Sentit. So anyone will be able to recode the way the Sentit works, the way he wants. You want to have like temperature measurement on a button click? Fine, just do it with an SDK, just coding some drivers and features. You don't have to be an expert in embedded development. You can do that. So one step further to help the market to take off and to simplify onboarding, experimentation, demonstration. So Sentit is now becoming, let's call it an open platform to let anyone start a custom IoT project much easier, much faster. Better, faster, stronger, simpler. I should have some music. And again, all the Sigfox Sunrise initiatives are made for you. We will add more. It's at the beginning for some of the platform. We need your feedback. I need your feedback. The team needs your feedback. So please send us a lot of feedback. And without further ado, I'd like to call on stage again Ludovic Lemont. Thank you.
Thank you, Cedric. We talked about being simple, reliable, and global. Global as one network. One network means no border, with the same quality of service everywhere you are. Sigfox operators guarantee the same reliability, the same coverage commitment, the same service level agreement in every country we are. This is unique. It drastically simplifies the life of our customers. One network, one contract, one development platform, everything is simple, only one thing. Today, 32 Sigfox operators are dealing with us to create this amazing, to reinforce this amazing vision we had from the beginning, and we thank all of them. They are the key enablers of the robustness of our global network. All of them, they invite you to meet up with them, to check their hands. Do not hesitate to meet up. They are here today for this amazing event. But it's not enough because we are still on the way to get more and more countries. And today, I'm proud to announce 4 new countries. Thailand, Costa Rica, Tunisia, and Croatia. Right now, 36 countries. Globally, $600 million has been invested in a rollout. 200 people are working every day to deliver the best condition for you, to get the best network in the world operating. 17 countries are already covered with Sigfox. But it's not enough. You know, we want to be global. And our challenge is to add 24 new countries before year-end to reach 60 countries, and being able, mid-2019, to have 90% of the GDP covered by Sigfox, by this safety net for the telecommunication, but also to enable all this amazing application you see today, from Admiral Ivory, Admiral Blue, Admiral, what should be the next, I don't know, but to provide you a way to get more and more opportunity on the IoT. So now it's time to finish this plenary session, but before leaving the floor, I would like to thank the 400 Sigfoxers around the planet. Senga, you have done a very good job, and if I'm here today on stage, from this inception with Christophe and myself, it's for you. So thanks a lot, and I'm very, very thank you. I will also want to thank Pavel and Mirka, who helped us to organize this event. They have worked closely with Anouk and our communication team at Sigfox to deliver this experience today. And you all know that it is not so easy, and I can tell you that I'm very impressed. As I said, when I arrived here, I was moved because I couldn't imagine such feelings, such energy in this room. So thanks a lot. So, it's so cool, it's so powerful, it's our event. I propose you to organize the same event every year in different capitals of the world, because it's our event, it's our project. No, for the one who live in France, you know that's what I mean. So, I think that we are proud at Sigfox to deliver this network for business reasons, but Sigfox and myself, and maybe many of you in this room, we are happy to live in a world we want to have a network as good as possible. And with Sigfox, we have something that is not only geo-marketing, business, and so on, it's more than that. When I wake up in the morning, I'm asking myself, why? Why I'm here? Why I'm working so hard at Sigfox with our team to do that, to roll out this network, to push this vision from the beginning until today, until tomorrow, until something we don't know right now that will be big for sure. We decided to create the foundation 2 or 3 years ago with Christophe, and Marion Moreau will talk about this today, this Rhino experience, but more than that to appear. So please be tomorrow at the end of the day, maybe at 4 or 5, I don't know, on this stage. Marion will talk about his experience with the foundation, how the amazing project, how we can help to save wildlife, how we can help to work on environment concern. So this is something for us very important while rolling out the network, while doing business with you, while providing value for our partners. So now it's time to leave the scene for the other panel, and I will ask Cedric to come back on stage, the master of the ceremony, and to continue this amazing event. Thank all of you listening to us, listening to me, and I wish you a very, very, very good day with us. Thank you.